Good afternoon, teachers, students, and community members. Today, we're going to explore the topic of sun safety and the impacts of skin damage. Now, I understand we are all eager to continue on with the busy schedules we have, so I will try to make this as entertaining and as prompt as I possibly can. In this presentation today, we are going to be covering three main topics around the issue of sun protection. They are looking more deeply at the problem facing our children and our society today, then looking into the reasons why this problem is occurring, the cause. Then we will jump into the ways in which we can fix and prevent further issues from occurring, the solution, before I introduce you to a few programs and initiatives that have been put in place in the community and in the school itself to help educate people about the importance of sun protection. So, let's begin. Why is sun protection so important? Well, according to the Cancer Council, melanoma is in the top 5 leading causes in Australia today. In 2008, it was estimated that 434,000 people in Australia alone would be diagnosed with one or more non-melanoma skin cancers. That's a lot. Now, you may be thinking, well, what's the big deal? It's a non-melanoma cancer. Surely it's not as bad. Actually, in 2016, 679 people died from non-melanoma skin cancers in Australia alone. According to the Moffitt Cancer Centre, the big difference between a melanoma and a non-melanoma cancer is the location on the skin cells where the growth develops. Both still have a dangerous impact associated with them. So we can see that skin cancer is a problem in Australia, and if we don't take action now, the numbers are only going to increase. And our children and students are going to be more at risk as they progress through the years. So what we are seeing is that there is a decrease of sunblock usage and a decrease of awareness of the impacts of skin exposure to the sun. And this is resulting in severe increase in severe burns in children and adolescents, which then is providing a higher case of skin cancer overall as the years progress. So let's talk about the cause. We are now aware what the issue is. However, what exactly is the main cause? Is it lack of awareness? Is it pure laziness? Is it unintentional oversight? We know that sunburn is the main cause for skin cancer and disease. In 2018, a report was released by the Victorian government focusing on sunburns that require emergency visits within the summer period of that year. It was found that during the summer of 2018 to 2019, 296 people were admitted into emergency for severe sunburn. 296 people. A shocking 53% of them were children aged between 0 and 19. 32% were in the group of 10 to 19-year-olds. What is more alarming than this is that one in five children who came into emergency with severe sunburn were under the age of 9 years old, just like my friend here. The report concluded that the year 2018 to 2019 had been the second highest number of emergency visits for sunburn since the summer of 2004. So although this is only a reflection of the Victorian hospital system, statistics show that New South Wales and Queensland have consistently higher rates of sunburn due to location and warmer climates. The Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, in their skin cancer report, suggests the risk of cancer is higher in tropical and subtropical areas due to higher levels of ambient UV radiation from the sun. Due to this, the number of melanoma cases diagnosed between 2005 and 2009 were quite different depending on location, and you will see why. In Northern Territory, there was around 249 cases. However, in New South Wales, there was 17,986. That's insane. 17,986 in the same year that the Northern Territory only had 249. Why is this? It's suggested that the variation is largely due to the size of the population and a lower incidence rate in the Northern Territory due to Indigenous residents who, according to research, are at lower risk of skin cancer than other demographics. We also see that Queensland has the highest age standardised incident rate, with 67 cases per 1,000 people. It is also found that the more remote you go in location, the lower the incidence of disease. Research suggests that from 2005 to 2009, the incidence rate of melanoma in cities was 45 per 100,000, whereas very remote areas drastically dropped to 29 per 100,000. Okay, so we've had a look at all this data and we've learnt from here that there is definitely a big problem. From New South Wales especially, the numbers seem to be rising alongside Queensland. So what can we do about this? Well, awareness is key. We are all aware of the power the sun has to burn our skin. In fact, everyone listening would have been burnt some stage in their life from the sun. The issue is that without awareness and proactive sun-smart behaviours, nothing will change for the better. In fact, I argue this could get worse for adults and children if nothing changes. So there are a few factors that we can see at play in society today in regards to sun protection. Firstly, the beauty industry has something to answer for, since they are pro-tanning and therefore encouraging children and adults to get their skin out and start burning. That sounds a bit drastic, but it's exactly what is happening. It was so bad that in 2009, as part of the Sun Smart campaign, they released a movement called The Dark Side of Tanning, targeted at young people who put their lives at risk by tanning. Now, this was a video that I was going to play on here, but it doesn't seem to be working at the moment, unfortunately. So you can just easily type in The Dark Side of Tanning into YouTube or Google and the video will happily come up. Otherwise, you could have a look at the presentation that I will link with this on the website that will allow you to go through this whole presentation, and you can click the videos and watch them as you desire. So from 2003 to 2010, there was a steady decline of sunburn levels across all genders. However, 2011 saw the steady increase of sunburn and melanoma. So why is this the case? Especially since in 2010, the SunSmart awareness campaign was released with a boost from the government funding. In fact, the Victorian Health Minister at the time, Daniel Andrews, announced that the government would provide a whopping $1 million for the SunSmart campaign of 2010. The Victorian Health CEO Todd Harper said SunSmart had a proven track record of creating quality campaigns that work, and it was estimated that more than 103,000 skin cancers had been prevented from 1988 to 2003 due to the SunSmart campaign, and it was estimated that it had prevented 1,000 deaths. It is predicted that over the next 20 years, SunSmart programs would help to prevent 1,900 premature deaths, reduce the number of melanoma cases by 20,000, and non-melanoma by 49,000. Well, if this was the case, then why are cases increasing again? See, take my friend here on the left-hand side, for example. This is actually the son of one of my close friends. Even though this burn was accidental, it was still severe enough to take him to the emergency. But why did this happen to begin with? She was quite usually proactive with sunscreen, and in fact, the day that this burn occurred, he had heaps of sunscreen on. Apparently, she noticed it had been out of date though, but that wouldn't have been an issue, right? Well, according to the Children's Skin Centre, you need to throw out sunscreen after its expired date, as the ingredients spoil and lose its effectiveness. It's common sense, really. However, you'd be surprised by how many people ignore the simplest things due to laziness or busyness or lack of awareness. Having an expired sun lotion meant that she would have to go buy more, something in the moment at the beach my friend didn't see the need for, especially since the sun didn't look too hot and they would only be out for a short time. Never underestimate the power of the sun. It is for reasons such as these that ads started coming out promoting sunscreen. Do you remember this little dude from the banana boat ad? It goes like this. Banana boat, do 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 do. Banana boat, do 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 do. Banana boat, it lasts for hours and hours and hours. No 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 no. Banana boat, banana boat. Yeah, it's a very catchy jingle and still comes onto TV occasionally these days. Now, the Slip Slop Slap campaign was an initiative released by the Cancer Council in 1981. It was one of the first initiatives to promote skincare and sun protection. Whilst it is still largely used in schools today, there have been updates to the original idea throughout the years. The video here on the left has a beautiful little catchy jingle and is the original ad promoted. Unfortunately, it is not working for me today. However, if you look it up on YouTube or press on the presentation connected at the end of the movie, you will be able to watch it. But it does have a catchy jingle. This campaign went viral in the 1980s, and sun protection awareness seemed to be making an impact. It's no wonder we still use this campaign in schools today. Now, I want to talk to you about Sun Smart school campaigns. The New South Wales government have initiated two main policies for all schools to follow in regards to sun safety. First is the Slip, Slop, Slap, Sleek, Slide, where children are educated about the importance of sun protection and reminded to put the initiative into practice. It's also a bit of a tongue twister. First, you want to slip on a t-shirt, slop on some sunscreen, slap on a hat, seek some shade, and slide on sunglasses to protect your eyes, like my little buddy here on the right. He's got all that he needs. He's got his sunglasses, his hat, his spare t-shirt, his sunscreen, and he's found shade under a nice little tree. Now, this has proven to prevent cancer and save lives, and it is estimated that this Slip, Slap, Slop, Sleek, Slide campaign with SunSmart has prevented more than 43,000 skin cancers and 1,400 deaths from 1988 to 2011, which is pretty awesome. Now, the second campaign in schools at the moment is the No Hat, No Play policy that the government has actually initiated into schools from 1998, which encourages and reminds students of the importance of wearing a hat outdoors and when playing in the sun. The only problem with this initiative is that it stops children from being able to play with their friends outside if one has a hat and one does not. I, as a pre-service teacher, have been in schools and have seen the effect that this has had on friendships and on the ability for people to play and on the mental health of children. So whilst this is a great initiative, I feel like there needs to be a bit more awareness happening and a different way to make this more inclusive rather than exclusive for children at schools. Well, I want to thank you for watching this video today. I hope you have found it very helpful. If you need any help, these are all the references that I have used. I've also attached a link to all the references that I have used. And yeah, I hope that this helps you. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.